about. I think my main problem when it comes to Solo, I just think Jacob Fatu is really overshadowing him in the ring because he's just so dominant and crazy. And it's kind of like, yeah, Solo can talk, but I'm just thinking in the future, Jacob might be coming for you, Solo, because he has it all. So I think you should be watching out for him rather than Roman. But I think when it comes to Solo, I think what you're saying was true. Solo and Jacob are kind of, there's not that much of a difference, and they're trying to make Solo out to be this, with the vignettes of him coming out as the new tribal chief. But I actually think this bloodline is like the Walmart version of the original bloodline. That's how I feel, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't think it's as impactful as WWE or Solo himself think his bloodline is at this point, because you got two guys, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Like you said, they don't even talk. Like when he was doing the promo in the ring and they was on the other side of Solo, I was like, what are these guys doing? Like what are they here for exactly? And then you got Jacob Fatu taking out everybody by himself. So yeah, man, I don't think Solo's bloodline is as impactful as he thinks it is, or WWE to be honest.
no, and I can tell you why. It's
Wow.
because the original Bloodline was built on a foundation of legitimacy.
Mm-hmm.
Roman was already champion when he founded the Bloodline. The Usos, they were already a well-established tag team. And now, this current iteration of the Bloodline, these are very green guys. In terms of WWE, they're very seasoned veterans. I do know that they have years of wrestling experience. The Tongans, and then Jacob has been wrestling since maybe, I think he signed with MLW in 2019. So he's not new. And then Solo Sikoa, he's put in some reps as well. But they don't have the same resumes when it comes to their WWE performance. None of them have held. Well, Solo had the NXT North American Championship briefly, but none of them are really seasoned champions. They haven't had the character development when it comes to time to let the character breathe, specifically with the Tongans, and they're suffering for that. Whereas when you had Jimmy and Jay and then Roman, we saw character arcs. We had years worth of material, even before the Bloodline, how they interacted. Roman's first pinfall loss in WWE period was to Jey Uso.
Mm.
It was in some weird tag match, or it was like an elimination style match, Survivor Series. I don't know. I don't recall off the top of my head, but it was to Jey Uso. So my point is, there was just so much more to work with, and with this new Bloodline, they're fighting an uphill battle, and I will give them that. They're doing good for what they're given, but it's always going to be an uphill battle because they don't have that context. They are being inserted here in this current juncture, and as a unit, they don't have a lot of the same tools in terms of what they can build with.
Right. I do like I agree. I like the idea of Solo coming out, even though when he first started the whole "we don't like to lose," he was literally 0 and 47, and he came out and was like, "We're not losing anymore. I'm gonna be the tribal chief." And so I like the idea of him stepping up and his character basically evolving. But like I said, this isn't as impactful as he thinks it is and as WWE thinks it is. Yeah.
No, I mean, just imagine if at WrestleMania, hear me out here, Roman lost his championship and Solo fought for the United States Championship and won his.
Well, for the
That,
United States Championship.
yes.
Mm.
Like, if because that would give him more justification. It's like, well, he won his match, you didn't win yours, and
Yeah.
that could cause some dissension. And then if he was the only member of the Bloodline that won, because Jimmy lost.
Hmm.
If he booted Jimmy and then took over, and Roman said that would have made some more sense, and it would have put him on some proving ground, and kind of allowed him to build around himself and insulate himself as a champion. I think that's the real major piece that's missing from him,
Hmm.
is that he's been
Yeah.
very unproven at a mid card champion level, and there's almost no way that he's gonna beat Cody. Well, there's no way he's gonna beat Cody Rhodes.